Good morning, 7th grade. So in this video, we are going to talk about compound events. And just like compound words in English, when we put two or more words together, it's the same thing in probability, two or more events being put together. So in this example, it says a store hands out ice cream samples that are peach, vanilla, or strawberry. So that means we have three possible flavor options. Each flavor comes in a container of a cup or a cone. So it gives us two possible container options. It says by 2 p.m. the store has given out these samples. Now how these tables work are each of these values represents the total number of samples that meet both of those criteria. So like this 30 that's right here would represent the number of strawberry samples that were given out in cups. So you use the row and the column to help you figure that out. So I'm going to get rid of that arrow. Perfect. So let's take a look at what it's the first question. It says, what is the total number of samples given out? How to find the total? You just add up all of the cells that are in the chart. So I see that there are 16 peach cups, 19 vanilla cups, 30 strawberry cups, 48 peach cones, 32 vanilla cones, and 55 strawberry cones. You can use your calculator if you want to split your screen or if you want to use mental math, however you want to do this to total them up. When I did it, I got that there were 200 total samples. Again, total taking everyone into account. There we go. And then so we can use that number of the total. That's going to be the denominator for all of our probability questions here because, again, we want to take it out of the total. So the next question, it says, what is the experimental probability? The next one will be vanilla. So I want to take into account all of the ones that are vanilla. So you go to the chart and I see vanilla. It didn't ask for vanilla in a cup or vanilla in a cone. It just said vanilla. So number of vanilla samples, well, vanilla would be 19 plus 32, which does indeed give me 51. So again, the number of vanilla samples, there was 51 over the total. We found the total already is 200. You cannot simplify that fraction, but you can turn it into a decimal if you'd like to. And I just used my calculator to do that. So 0.255 or 25.5%. I noticed in our last problem set, we had a little difficulty remembering how to turn a decimal into a percent and vice versa. You can always move that decimal point 2 places, and that would be 25.5%, or if I gave you a percent, move the decimal point 2 places the other way. Alrighty, let's move on to the next question. Now this one again gets a little specific. It says, what is the experimental probability will be strawberry samples in a cup? So I'm looking for strawberry in a cup. So I see strawberry in a cup would be right here. I'm not looking for strawberry in cones, not looking for peach in cones, I'm looking for strawberry in a cup. So again, using that chart to help us out. So I saw that there were 30 strawberry in a cup samples, again, out of our total, which is 200. And you can go ahead and simplify that fraction. I see I've got a factor of 10 in common, so I could make that 3 out of 20. And again, you're more than welcome to turn it into a decimal. Be really comfortable going back and forth between the two. You can use your handy dandy calculator or mental math if you're great with fractions. So 0.15, and then that would be 15%. And then last but not least, the one at the bottom. It says, what is the experimental probability the next sample will not be peach? So there's multiple ways to do this. You could add up all the ones that aren't peach. You could add up the ones that are peach and subtract from how many there are. It's completely up to you. I would recommend adding up the ones that aren't peach so I can see I've got 19, 32, 30, 55. So I can just do 19 plus 32 plus 30 plus 55. And again, you can use mental math or a calculator. When I do that, that gives me 136. You also could have added up the peaches and subtracted from 200. So that would be 136 that are not peach over 200. And again, you can simplify that fraction using your calculator. That is going to simplify down to 17 over 25, which as a decimal is going to give me 0.68 or 68%. So again, there's going to be all different kinds of ways to get these whole not questions. You could have added up the number of peach and subtracted from the total. You could have, again, done the whole thing where you count up the ones that are not peach. Again, always trying to use the table to make it easier for you to break down. So when we get to the example on the next page, if you want, you can try and pause it for yourself. But again, I'm going to walk us through it. Alrighty, so this next one, again, we're going to talk about another compound event. Again, when two or more things are happening. So it says you could flip a coin. You could either get heads or get tails. It means there's two possible coin outcomes. And it says the spinner is divided into 4 equal sections, red, yellow, blue, and green. So 4 spinner sections. And then it gives you a table similar to the last question. So it says if you toss a coin and spin the spinner, there are blank possible outcomes. Well, if I've got 2 coin outcomes and I've got 4 spinner outcomes, 2 times 4 is going to give me 8 possible outcomes. You can also see that in the chart. You've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 different options. So you really have 8 options because you could have heads yellow, tails blue, tails green. Again, you can just do that by multiplying your coin options by your spinner options. That's how you can figure out the 8 possible outcomes. So, to find the experimental probability the trial will have tails and blue. Again, looking for something very specific. I'm looking for tails and blue. So, it says find the number of tails and blue was the outcome. So, let's use our chart to help us out. I'm looking for tails and blue where that intersects, and that's going to be, if I can get my highlighter, right here. Again, using our chart, using the fact that we're going to use the rows and the columns. So, there were 7 that were tails and blue. But we also need to find the total number of trials. So just like in the last question, add up all of the different cells of that chart. So I've got the 9, 11, 11, 14, 10, 12, 7, 6. And again, use your calculator or your mental math to total those up. I'm going to use my calculator. When I do that, I got 80. So there are 80 total trials. So it says write a fraction of the number of tails and blue to the number of trials. Well, the number that were tails and blue was 7. We got that from the chart. And the total number of trials is 80. You cannot simplify that fraction, but again, you can turn it to a decimal. And that's going to be a tiny decimal of 0.0875. And if I wanted it as a percent, move the decimal point 2 places. 8.75%. So that's pretty unlikely, but again, being able to do a fraction, a decimal, and a percent. When you are doing these compound probability problems, make sure to really read and look at what we're looking for. So it said tails and blue. We used our chart to find tails and blue, and we used our total number. So that's how we can do compound probability from a chart. Again, feel free to try the next one, pause it. You can rewind this, and if you have any questions, you can send me an email. Let's move on to the next one. Okay, so you can try this one on your own if you'd like to. I'm going to show you my answer in 3, 2, 1. Alrighty, math friends. So it says, what is the experimental probability that the next toss will be a 3 and tails? So I take a look at my chart and I see again there were 3 sections of the spinner, which was told to us in the top part, as well as a coin was tossed. So I knew I had 2 options of heads or tails. So I wanted to set up my fraction, so I needed the number of section 3 and tails, which again gave me that 62, all from the chart. But then I needed the total number of trials, so I needed to add up each of these options within the cell, and when I did that, I got 354 trials. So I set up my fraction of the number of 3 and tails, which was 62, over the total, which is 354. Simplified that fraction down because they were both even numbers to be 31 over 177, and then I turned it into a decimal as well as a percent. Again, you're more than welcome to leave your answers as a fraction. Just be comfortable going back and forth from fraction to decimal using your calculator or your side swipe or however you are converting your fractions to decimals. We have one more example left, and you can go ahead and try it yourself. You can pause it. I'm going to do the exact same thing. So here's our next example. Alrighty, so you're more than welcome to try this one on your own. It says, what is the experimental probability the next person will be a woman taking the elevator up? So go ahead and try this one. I'm going to show my answer in 3, 2, 1. Alrighty, and there we go, math friends. So again, using that table to our advantage, it says the woman taking the elevator up. So I was looking for the women as well as the elevator up, and which would match that row and column. Problem did not give me the total, so I had to find it myself. There were 160 trials because you add up the men who took the elevator up, the men who took the elevator down, the women who took the elevator up, and the women who took the elevator down to get your total. That helps you set up your fraction, and you can turn your fraction to a decimal by just dividing 39 divided by 160. And then if you want, you can turn that to a percent. So math friends, what we're going to do this week is right after this, there's a 3-question problem set. Looks identical to these questions. Feel free to rewind, replay again. And if you have any questions, please do not hesitate to send me an email. Thanks, guys. It's a great day to have a great day.